Hello, City of Heroes and City of Villains fans. Just checking to make sure everything's working here. Audio's working, video source is working. I changed I'm learning to do a lot of new technical things I haven't done before. So, like, you'll notice things like you'll see the little image on the bottom there. Gemini and Chat GPT have been helpful and helped me create this stuff. I claim no ownership of any of this artwork. I know generative AI. Uh, is not original art. It's not my original art. I claim no ownership of anything. I just use it as a tool for fun. Make no profit from this at all. Image looks okay. It's not bad. Anyway, this is if we want to spin around, take a look at this guy. See if I can get the image to spin around. Like I said, I'm still learning how to do a lot of this stuff. There we go. Alrighty, so this is Brother Hellborne, who is my Fire Blaster. He's got kind of an interesting backstory. Brother Hellborne is the son, the half demon, half human son of Baphomet, the creature that if you've been following the game well, you know that the Hellions worship Baphomet. And so his background is his father is an ex-Hellion who realized the Hellions were evil way too late, but was used by Baphomet to father a child. He was able to get his hands on the kid and disappeared, hiding the child from Baphomet and keeping him safe. However, the Hellions became aware of it. Eventually, he eventually finds out who he really is after a really bad incident at a frat party while he's in college. Baphomet appears to him and tells him who he really is, and then the Hellions are after him. So now he's kind of my favorite type of character, in that I like characters that walk that line between hero and villain. So we could teleport directly into the base, but I want to show off, stuff that people don't see often. This is Granville. This is the villain hub. One of the things I think the game didn't do so well is I think they did City of Villains dirty, in that the design was too. The villain side was too comic book evil. It was too. The appearance. It just wasn't attractive to people. Now, there are some very gorgeous zones, Red Side. I love Nerva. Nerva's beautiful. I still think Nerva should be a co op zone. St. Marshall's is gorgeous. But they kind of went overboard with the gritty. I kind of think the final zone, the social hub for villains, should have been a lot nicer looking and not so black and dark and I don't know. I think they did villains dirty with that. I also think the game could have done a better job with creating social hubs. I think that's one thing that DCUO Online did really well, was the creation of social hubs in the Watchtower and stuff. I think that was really well, good design. But anyway, I digress. So, I think this game tried to do it with like Fort Cerberus and another fort that they created. I think it was at Fort Hades and Fort Cerberus. They tried to do that, but it's kind of a half-assed job. I think I think there should be social hub in the game that's kind of co-op, which I guess Pocket D is. Pocket D, I guess, fills that, and some of the more co-op zones fill that. I think the game needs more co-op zones. Personally, I would vote for more co-op. But anyway, we're gonna do one of my favorite ones, which I hope I can access from. If I can't, I'm gonna have to change him to another. Yeah, I can't do Code Merlin because of his. It's not appearing because he is hero aligned. He is a vigilante, but he can't get to that. I really want to do Code Merlin with him. Number one, because the story just fits him so well. Sort of what's going to happen fits him so well. So we're just going to pop over here to the Pocket D. I just mentioned social zones and social hubs in my random rant there. And we're going to pop over to Pocket D and... Oh, hold on. That's me talking in the background. I'm going to turn off the other monitor so you don't hear the extra sound there. My microphone's so sensitive it picks up everything. So we're going to pop over to Pocket D and we're going to swap sides. I mean, I'll probably get a little bit better at this the more I practice. I'm not very smooth at this whole broadcast, live cast thing yet, but we're going to make him a, well, we could just make him a straight villain for the fun of it. But yeah, just for fun of it, just for today, he'll be a straight villain. Let's say he's succumbed to his evil side. You know, Baphomet's influence has overtaken him, and he has now gone full evil. Then we're gonna bop over here. I love having a pillar of ice and flame in my own base. I think everyone needs to create their own base. It is not hard to do. It's really easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it. This is just one big room, and all that I did is I added a teleport room for the base teleporter. I slapped up a very easy to understand teleport system to travel around the Rogue Isles and Paragon Islands. Very, very easy to understand, just simple letters. I got that idea from the forums. Salvage racks, need a power room to power the base. So that's this set here. We got that back there, and this is an extra room. I accidentally added it, and I couldn't get rid of it, so I just slapped some extra stuff here. Another empowerment station and such. I do love the empowerment stations. They are fun. So we could. He's a blaster. He's a squishy blaster. He's not built to be a blaster tank. We'll look at his build, I guess, a little bit too. So I'm going to low endurance, strain resistance in case that's something he's going to need. I don't know if he's going to need cold resistance. I think there are cray in this, so cold resistance. They do cold. They do energy. He's got lots of little fire resistance would help him. Increase flight speed in case you need to move back. Recovery, so he's got a little bit more energy. Run to help him move around inside there faster. Always a little extra lethal and slow resistance. Smashing resistance. And that's what, so we've crafted quite a bit there for him. Those are rather small buffs, but they are helpful. I guess we'll look at his build. This is a classic fire blaster. There's nothing really super special about this guy. Again, I researched the forums a lot, so I do not claim 100% I created this build. It's absolutely awesome from scratch. No, I do a lot of reading. I check a lot of other people's builds. I read about what works. I think the forums are great for that, like what attack chains people are using and what works to get the builds that I get. And then I throw my own spin on it. This definitely has my own. This actual build itself is not to be found on the forums. This is definitely my own spin on it, based on a couple of things I think is kind of interesting that I picked up in place. So we've got flares. That's just got the full superior defiant in there. Fireball's got Blaster's Wrath. Rain of Fire's got the set that I just can't get enough of, the Cupid's Crush. I call it Cupid's Arrow sometimes by accident, but Cupid's Crush. That Chancellor Confused just procs so frequently, and I've had it proc on bosses. I'm not sure how it's doing it on bosses. I don't know if it's stacking on them or what, but it's great. Aim, you got a Blaster, you got an Aim. Blaze, just 3-slotted Blaze there. The always reliable Thunderstrike. Blazing Bolt, Sting of the Manicore. I like that set a lot. Inferno, simple multi-strike set. Again, humble Thunderstrike and Ring of Fire, build up, cauterizing aura, consume, hot feet. Now you'll notice this guy's doesn't have much melee. I don't want him in melee. And the nice thing about blasters, you can build them completely ranged, and they're just fine. You don't have to go melee with them. Hot feet. Anything gets close to me, it's going to get a little bit of hot feet with Ice from Mistral's chance for cold damage in there. Anything gets too close to me, it's going to get a little hot feet action. And it's just got the Obliteration set, another set. Now you see, these are inexpensive sets. Again, the most expensive things in here is the ATOs, because I love the ATOs. But getting ATOs isn't as hard as you think. And one day I'll do a little video on how to craft an ATO set. Again, this I snagged this from a build I saw on the forums because I liked it, and it's got this is more expensive though. Panacea, that goes for quite a bit on the exchange, usually about 8 to 10 million, I think. Chance for hit points and endurance, luminous convalescence, regeneration, recovery, and regenerative tissue regeneration. It's better to proc slot health because you'll get a lot of benefits out of it, and I'm trying to get him to have as much health as he can because he is a blaster. He's squishy. He doesn't have a lot of health. Stamina, my favorite. Everybody knows my efficacy adapter thing. I love it. It works so well. It's easy to do, and it helps with endurance by quite a bit. A Spirit Ward, 3 slots of Doctored Wounds. I already am using the absorb proc for myself. I don't want. I can't remember if I put it in a power that buffs somebody else if I would still get the chance for absorb. So I do something else in here. Mystic Flight's got my favorite thing to put in there. Winter's Gift um, buffs both its teleport ability and its flight speed. Mystic Flight, you always want to do universal travel IOs in that. Inflame, kind of a generic. I came up with this sliding, I think, myself. It's just really generic. Air Burst is really cheap, and then there's an Annihilation chance for resistance in there, so that really. And I think also Air Burst is giving me smashing lethal, which I wanted some of that resistance. Rune Protection is holding my Gladiator's armor, my teleport. You'll see this in almost every build I have. Gladiator's armor and Steadfast Protection, just because it provides so much additional defense. Um, and it helps. Every little bit helps. No weave this time. Just tough with the slotted impervious skin. A rather cheap set. And this has got an extra proc in there for status resistance and regeneration. So again, this regeneration, status resistance, I'm trying to do my best. I think also you get status resistance with Superior Defiant Barrage. I'm trying to make sure he's got some status resistant protection. Also, that's why I picked Rune Protection. Rune Protection functions like a break free. You can click it before battle to go in, so you don't get mezzed. You can click it if you get mezzed. It'll break your mezz and give you a hefty amount of resistance, enough to survive. But again, this guy is not going to be jumping to melee a lot. He's going to be firing as much as he can from range. Bonfire, nice little ability there, which I always forget to use. I put a knockback to knockdown in that. Fire Shield, 5 slots of Aegis. I love the psionic resistance that this gives. So this gives more status resistance and some psionic resistance. Melt Armor, I can't remember. It's got a chance to hit in there. That'll help us. Um, Rise of the Phoenix, because he's going to die a lot. I just took it. And Grant Invisibility. So the theme here is fire, 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 fire. Fire, 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 fire. This Grant Invisibility is kind of a mule. I could cast it on other players if I wanted to, but it's just a mule to hold that one luck of the gambler. Give me a little bit of recharge. Speaking of recharge, before we start, I could craft an increased attack speed because those are useful. If I've got enough in the reserves to do it. Let's see, Chaos Theorem, Scientific Law, Chemical Formula. So if I've got any one of those three in storage, I can use that to craft an attack speed. So let's see. Yep, Chemical Formula. Got that. So we're going to bob back over here. And that increased attack speed's going to be nice. They're just little. The Empowerment Station is really great. Because it can give you enough. It just gives you that little bit extra. They're not overpowered buffs. I think. I mean, the resistance are only 5% extra resistance, but it's better than most set bonuses. And then increased attack speed's 20% extra attack speed, which was really helpful. If we look and see in the base here, and we go down to it should show us how our attack speed is. Recharge time bonuses. You'll see I got extra 20% there. A little hefty 72%. 72.5% recharge bonus. So my powers will recharge faster. Let's go do the Code Merlin. So we're going to click here. We're going to access the mission list. I think Code Merlin's under the 50s. I'm going to find it. I know it's in here somewhere. Burden of the Past. That's a good one to run over and over again if you want to do, if you need incarnate components. Let's go up here. Maybe it's under Made. There it is, Code Merlin. That was 50 plus content below there. So we're going to hang out with the Cray. Probably nothing else I didn't cover on here is I forgot if I did. I do have some things like Pain Specialist that helps with my regeneration. And some other stuff. I really do need to run and get him some of the accolades. I've just been lazy not wanting to do it. I mean, I have 100 characters. I don't want to get accolades for all 100 characters at various levels. Over 100 characters. Actually, probably like 120. I think now 125. That's a lot of characters. And 2 accounts. I'm not getting accolades on everybody. Alright. So here's Cray. Here's Tavish Bell. Oh, let's check here because he was farming. Yeah, good. 2+2. I'm not doing anything crazy here because I just want to get through this. And +4, he is a squishy blaster. He can handle +4, but it's just a lot of work. I don't know if I want to work that hard. So we got fire shield here. We're gonna put his hot feet on. Where's tough? There's tough. I wish he had a cute little pet. I don't think I've unlocked that for him yet in his incarnates. No, I haven't. So it's full. He doesn't have full incarnates yet. I haven't played him enough to do that. So I have a little bind for bonfire that it will throw bonfire for me. And we're just gonna fireball. We're gonna rain of fire them. You can see he's got. So these are possessed crazed scientists. What have these guys been messing with? And you can see he just murderizes them. I'm gonna take a tough and give myself a little bit of an accuracy boost there, and I'm gonna get some build up. Oh, I forgot to turn on cauterizing aura. And we are just gonna come in here and nuke everybody. Firefire Blaster is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I should hit the fire cages to keep everybody settled, but I'm a little rusty in this guy and I haven't played him. I mean, he's taking out most things. So this would be my thing where I contradict myself about Sentinels. In their current form, Sentinels cannot compete with us. And I do not believe that certain builds like Fire Blasters, if they're well built, Sentinels will be able to compete with. Will could be able to compete with, but they won't be as strong as. But I believe for the average player, the average player is not going to be playing at this level. Their characters are not going to be this good. And that's where I think the Sentinels are going to pull out ahead. Sort of the average player who doesn't want to invest a ton, who doesn't want to spend a billion infamy to get their, or in this case, this is probably like maybe 300 million, I think. And trying to figure out builds and all that stuff. They just want to plug and play. That's where Sentinels are going to start pulling out ahead. The player that just wants to play the game. They don't want to do a lot. They don't want to invest a lot. They're not trying to do all the craziness. They just want to play. And yeah, this is going to go fast. Like I said, he's capable of taking a lot more. And you'll notice too, because of all of that, his endurance doesn't move. Like his endurance hardly moves because of how I've slotted him with the procs for the endurance and stuff. Yeah, I've got to learn to catch things in Ring of Fire. I shouldn't try this, but I'm going to try a little hurting. I'm going to cast into protection to give me a little in here because I kind of am tired of chasing everybody all over the map. And this should aggravate enough of them. I don't want to take on more than this because I think that's more than I can handle. I am still a squishy blaster. And we're just going to pull in here. And we're going to hit that rain of fire. We're going to trap everybody. So yeah, I said this blaster is squishy. And you're just going, dude. By my standards, this blaster is squishy. I should probably... would probably be a rather decent, yeah. So Fire Blaster is going to be one of those exceptions where I'm like, okay, that's not as good as a Sentinel. A Sentinel, this is much better than a Sentinel. Fire Blaster will be that exception. I'm just going to clear everything out because he's capable of it. Let's cause a little mayhem here. We lost our Rune of Protection, but we won't really need it. Another nifty trick is I learned this from, I think it was Apocryphal, I could see his name wrong, Inflame. Oh, Inflame is so much better than I ever thought it was. Yeah, this is just absolutely, and this guy's, I don't have any of the major incarnates slotted yet. I just have got the alpha slotted. I'm shudder to think of what happens when I can start when I can alternate between barrier. So that's it. Here's a trick that a lot of people use. For you guys, squishy blaster, get rune of protection, something like rune of protection, or maybe even phase shift, and alternate it with barrier. The two should be up enough that you should have decent protection for good chunks of the game. And these guys here, we're just going to pull in here and let everybody come and get me. Oh no, what am I going to do? Ah, I'm going to die. Not really. The one thing I've got to remember to do, though, that I always forget is use my stupid fire cages. Because that would keep everybody from running all over the place. And I'm terribly bad at that kind of thing. Build up and aim. The blaster's friend. And you can just see, these guys are doing damage to me, but part of the trick here is that he's doing so much damage that even, and he's regenning enough, thanks to his procs, that, but again, this took a significant amount of investment, time, and thinking. I don't know if the average player wants to do all that. I mean, I had to plan this build out. I probably spent days on the forums researching different builds for blasters and looking at other people's builds and picking them apart. Downloading builds and redoing them to my specifications. That, like, the average player is not going to want to do all this. These guys are running just all over the place. It's ridiculous. Oh, my rune protection's back up. Now this time, we are going to trap everybody. I've got another build that I want to try to do. Is I want to make a fireball, a D&D style wizard with fireball, but I'm trying to figure out how to do it in the game. Like, the premise is going to be this D&D character that came to life, or this person suddenly found himself with the powers of his D&D character. I want to make a fireball wizard. I actually think I want to name it too, fireball wizard. It probably will end up having to be a fire blaster. But yeah, this guy is just ridiculous. He's just slamming through here, just destroying everything. And without even really trying much. Oh, I destroyed these guys already. Well, just pop back here. Come on, guys. Let's play a game. And that's one of the reasons I want a little bit of that recharge too, because you'll notice that my AoE nuke, this is the one sadistic thing that this game does that I ain't mad at it for. Most the nukes that blasters get are almost always melee, meaning that they're forced into melee. I'm going to destroy these because I've run into a thing. These will actually, this lab equipment will give you random buffs or debuffs. I don't want to risk getting any debuffs right now, so I'm not going to get in there. But I'm going to destroy them, just to destroy them because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling my oats right now. I could probably toggle sprint on too if I wanted to, or fly, and just be even more ridiculous. So there's another set of elevators up here. I'm going to risk going up these ones as opposed to the other ones, because they're probably going to all go to the same floor anyway. But yeah, he's just absolutely ridiculous. Bonfire got nerfed a little bit. It used to keep the mobs on their bellies a lot more than it does now. And it doesn't do that as good anymore. And you got some here. Come on, fellas. Oh, I see my clue that I need to get to. But first, let's pull. Oh, they're not coming after me. Oh, you bastards. Well, they're going to make me work for it, I guess. Yeah, it's just the amount of ridiculousness. I'm going to pop a luck. Few lucks. Another trick is 3 lucks, at least 3 lucks, stacked. If you pop 3 luck Skittles stacked, you're going to get a really nice boost of defense. I'm going to show it to you so that you know. It's little things that players don't know they can do when things are getting bad. So that luck is defense to all. And it looks like it's about 25% extra defense to all. You see those two 1250s? That's the luck stacking. Pop 3 lucks. If you're ever in a situation where you've got a tough boss battle, you can't beat that boss, and you keep hospitaling, before you go back to fight the boss, grab yourself at least 3 enrages and 3 lucks, maybe a sturdy, pop all that at once, and then go to town on that boss. Your damage and everything will be buffed significantly. The boss will hit you much less. Oh, of course we got to clean the whole thing out. Wasn't that just nasty? But this guy is going to have it literally no problem. I could probably farm with this guy within reason. Oh, who's this? Oh, this is interesting. I mean, I'm not really... Do I have bosses turned off? I wonder if I got bosses turned off. That's why this is so easy. Let's see. No AV. I don't think I've got bosses turned off. I've got no AVs, though, because I don't really want to fight AVs. I'll just leave that in there just in case. I mean, I do want some challenge. No, this guy with no bosses would be just ridiculous. I might have been farming, and I might have been doing +8 with no bosses. It's possible. Because, as I said, I'm lazy. I'm not trying to work that hard. I don't think I've taken this guy on any of Dark Current's missions, but maybe I should. I don't think he's had the privilege. He's definitely all range. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but if you go over to Dark Current's channel, you want to see an example of a hot, sweaty hero villain action. Go get Dark Current. Go watch Dark Current's videos. His recent series where he's doing the 801s. The 801 challenges are, oh, those things are terrible. I've got characters I've taken in there who hardly ever die, who just get curse splatted within minutes. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Wait a minute. Well, let me just double check that there's not anything I missed, maybe? I came in that door. There was nobody there. Nobody here. I'm going to fly now, just to increase my travel time. Alright. So, just wrong floor. We don't need to go down here. I feel like I missed an elevator up here in this area somewhere. Now I don't know. Let's do this too. This is obnoxious, this middle of the screen. There we go. Ugh, I forgot to do that with this guy. I don't see any more people here. I think I cleaned... oh, there's this little guy here. What are you doing, buddy? So, oh, I see. I've got some guys. See those little red arrows up there? Up here? I'm going to highlight one so you can see it. Possessed scientist, lab equipment. There's an extra scientist there left. And it's also showing the lab equipment as enemies. It's another reason I destroy it. Because sometimes defeat all includes inanimate objects. It's happened to me more than once and I don't like it. I mean, he's able to take most minions out in 2 strikes. Alright. So the Cray have been doing something they shouldn't be doing. And I got a little excited running this, and I forgot to read. So I'll correct that. Tavish Bell is right here. Hi, Tavish. I'm what they call isolated in the information chain, but what you are telling me is probably true. Calling a Code Merlin like that, a Code Merlin is a magical mishap in a Cray lab. Then the Demon Protector hybrid. That was the protector that we fought that had fire powers. Rumor has it that something nastier got out before you even got there. Something called Arc A. But I don't know what that's all about. The company is probably experimenting with demonology in their Revenant project, making protectors who are part demon. And if you ask me, that's pretty cool, actually. You're doing well. So if you know the history of the Cray had a Revenant hero project, and that storyline even gets further evolved in the Callisti Wharf. But basically, they were using the DNA of dead superheroes and dead metahumans to create their own army of super soldiers. So that's what that's about. Now it looks like they're experimenting with demon DNA. to do the same thing. Turns out that a few of those demons and demonic protectors got out of the facility before you arrived. We had a shipment of special weapons coming in from our factories outside Paragon City, and the cargo ship just called with reports of strange occurrences. Seems that demons figured out we're bringing in the big guns. Looks like we're up to hiring you again, Brother Hellborne, if you want the job. Go to the cargo vessel and eliminate the demonic infestation. Um, some of these level 50 missions are awfully good for XP. I'm going to say all of them are. I think 45 plus, I feel as if things are designed to get you to 50. You get lots of kill odds, lots of big maps, lots of bosses, elite bosses, lots of XP bonuses. A lot of times if I want to level up something new, I don't bother with AE because I get so bored in AE. Like I said, my attention issues, my neurodiversity issues, I crave novelty and sameness over and over again, actually, which is weird because a lot of people with those kind of issues crave sameness. I'm the exact opposite. Sameness, I crave novelty, I crave new stuff all the time. I think because I'm more ADHD than autistic. So that's what that's all about. But anyway, we're just going to destroy things. I'm not even going to have a plan or rhyme or reason here. I'm just going to destroy things. I'm going to aggro stuff. I'm going to be complete nutters. I'm not even going to care. Because with his build and how he's doing, he does not really have to be all that careful as a blaster. So yeah, I'm completely contradicting. Oh, watch this neat little trick. I have teleport bound that I can teleport to target. So I can just teleport right into mobs and just obliterate them. It is one of my favorite tricks. On anything that I have that's got a lot of AoE, I love, especially if it's a PB AoE, I just love teleporting to target into the middle of mobs and just either endurance draining them or ruining their lives. Much to the chagrin of anyone who games with me, but it works out well if you ask me. And then yeah, he's just gonna, at this level, being it's only +2, being that, oh, barbecue time. What a nice, nifty little barbecue oven they were in. I need to make sure, I'm going to have runners galore though, because I have poor controls. But also, I'm really shitty at, excuse my language, I'm really crappy at using controls to hold things unless I'm playing the Dom. Ooh, Fire Dom. That might be next. That is an underrated, underestimated build that not a lot of people know is really good. Fire Control, Fire Blast Dominator, Triple Fire Dom is ridiculous. Nothing moves, everything dies, everything's on fire, and it dies fast. Yeah, I'm like, even the damage I'm taking from behind here, I'm literally laughing at it. I'm literally giggling at the damage they're doing to me, which is crazy for a blaster. But again, this is a rather well-built blaster. I'm estimating it's at least 300, 400 million build. Because of things I've learned in games from other players and how to get ATOs and stuff without breaking the bank too badly. Learning how to use converters and converting into sets I want, sets I don't want, into sets I do want. All of that was helpful. And I might actually do a video where I take a character who's got no influence and gear him up, gear that level 50 up, without using any of the stuff I have in storage or anything. Just a lone character who's got nothing. And just showing people how it can be done. I know I said I was going to play at range, and I'm doing the exact opposite, but it's such a well-built blaster that I don't have to. Now, if I was doing those 801s with Dark Current and friends, this guy would stay at range completely. He would not be in melee at all. He would save melee for just in case something. He'd save his nuke for just in case something got in his face. But he would not be, because he does enough damage at range. That's really not. I mean, at range, it's really not necessary for him to Also, he pulls aggro from tanks. I think I teamed with Apocalyptical at APOC. If I got your name wrong, I'm sorry. I teamed with Apocalyptical a while back, and geesh, I was pulling aggro off those tanks. I didn't want to. Yeah. I was like, no, I don't want to pull aggro off the tanks. I'm gonna dodge back here and see how many people come to join my party. One thing I could do too, but I haven't done it yet as a demo, is setting up bonfire as a trap to trap things with you can be done. And that's an interesting little technique for blasters to use, or anyone who gets bonfire to use. These fire battle against my fellow demonic brothers is hilarious. But oh no, these are possessed. He's not possessed. He is actually demonic royalty. He is the son of Baphomet. I really wish we could get Helian pets as part of the incarnate pets, because that's what I'd really want him to have. Because he's got like this motorcycle gang aesthetic thing going on. He's got the name Brother Hellborne. He's. I would see him having his own little gang of Helians, or his own little thugs. Even if we get, that would be kind of interesting if we could get some of the Mastermind pets as epic pets. That would be kind of cool. Like some thugs, some demons. Well, we'd already get demons, which is probably where I'll end up going with him. That's kind of boring, a boring choice. Or doing what everybody else does and go ahead and do that Banished Pantheon because they're so good. Yeah, Cauterizing Aura plus the. I mean, this is just ridiculously easy. But I don't want. Because I'm playing on rather light settings for him. I'm going to rephrase that. Not every blaster would be able to pull this off as quickly and as nastily as Fire does. I want to be very clear. This is an OP build. Triple Fire Blaster with rather decent sets. I don't even have full purples and everything. A Triple Fire Blaster with rather decent sets. If someone wanted to do a beginning blaster, that's what I would tell them to do. Even with SOs, a Triple Fire Blaster, and that's just, or not set with no set bonuses at all. A Triple Fire Blaster is still pretty darn good. Especially if you engage in skill abuse, you can keep yourself rather hefty. Like I could probably handle this on tougher settings, but I don't want to be doing this all night. So I've got to eliminate the demons. The demons being these possessed scientists. And I haven't yet secured the cargo, it seems, but it's probably on the map somewhere. Now, why does it keep defaulting over? Oh, maybe I had it over. I can't remember. I've got a couple places I like to keep my map. So, okay, let's try to make this time. Make sure we don't have any runners. And as you can see, it's just, they're no competition. I mean, he's taking them out in 1 or 2 hits. I'm not even bothering to use aim and build up. Though that would make things go faster. I'm going to go up another Skittle. I'm going to, just for more ridiculousness, I'm going to craft a Focus Rage. And we're just going to take these guys completely out in 1 hit. I'm not even using Meld Armor, which is really nasty on this build. It's another reason to go fire. You end up with a whole load of debuffs. I can see there's that confused proc going off again. I don't know if you guys noticed that happening. Where did he die? Did I kill him or did he run? Oh jeez. Crafty little fella. Sometimes the AI is smarter than you think it is. He hid in a little crevice there and waited to ambush me. Alrighty. So we got rid of all those possessed demon scientists. Let's give Tavish a call. We should be able to call Tavish now. I love that name. Now this is only 3 missions, supposedly. Great. I will get these weapons off to our Cray teams. They should be able to round up the rest of those demons. I'll put your name in for a bonus. Nice. I'm pretty sure that villain side missions are more lucrative infamy wise. Infamy is influence villain size than hero ones. Oh, this is the one I wanted. I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is we have located that Arch A thing that escaped from the facility before you arrived. The bad news is Arch A is some kind of archdemon. And the worst news is, well, he broke back into the facility. Our Cray security teams who went in there are armed to the teeth with those demon fighting weapons. Didn't last 2 minutes against this horde. Cray wants you to know if you're up for one last job, take out that archdemon and send him back to wherever he came from. Oh, and if I were you, I'd bring some friends along for this one. It can be kind of tough. He's not going to need friends. I can tell you now. The archdemon code named Arch A broke into the former holding facility about an hour ago. We don't think there were any survivors, so it's pretty much a fire-free zone down there. Defeat it, though, and that should do the job. Just remember to bring some others along. This could be bad. I think he'll be fine solo. I'm not really worried about him needing other people. This particular build's pretty good. If he does, there's one thing I could do if I'm super worried about him conning as an arch villain. One thing I can do is I'll show you. Is I can go and pick up envenom daggers and just have them waiting up here. Usually one or two application of envenom daggers pretty much replaces a radiation defender. That's just so awful. There should not exist a temp power that does it. I can't think of any other game that just allows us to get up to the silliness that this game does. Now here, this is interesting. Oh no, I can't buy envenom daggers. What should I do? Actually, I can buy envenom daggers, and there's a way that I can do it too. I can go to Pocket D. Pocket D's start vendor and Pocket D's other vendors will always be available to you during Task Force. I don't know if this is a bug, if it's working as intended. It's existed since the game's been in existence. Since other zones and stuff opened up, but it's a thing. I'm gonna check. I already don't have it. I don't already have it. So if we're just gonna use our long range teleporter, we're gonna port over Pocket D. Another reason I like these set of missions is that there's just 3 missions and they're all centrally located in Granville. There's no hard to get to places. This is a fun little triple set of missions to run with friends. And I might start doing some cast where I run some of this stuff with buddies. So I'm going to go under Prestige Powers. I believe it's there. Under their attacks. And I think it's there. No, it's under Temp Powers. Where is it? Oh, Envenom Daggers. So I'm going to buy Envenom Daggers. It's expensive. It should be. In my opinion, it should cost more than that, because of what it does. I mean, you're completely replacing having to have a strong debuffer on your team with this one thing. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you get 30 uses of it. So these envenom daggers will suffer minor lethal damage and suffer additional toxic damage over time, as well as have the regeneration rate reduced slightly. The regeneration reduction is actually more than slightly. 250% regeneration rate, negative 2. So you're a negative 250% regeneration rate reduction is not minor. I'm gonna end up getting these things. People get mad at me because I'm gonna see this and they're gonna nerf those. Please don't nerf those because of what I said. Please don't nerf anything because of what I said. Any dev is watching. You did not see me talk about her. So anyway, when we get to it's probably gonna spawn as an AV. Maybe an EB. If it spawns as an EB, I probably won't need the envenom daggers, but I just don't want to die and have to come back and die and come back and die and come back. So just rather just get the envenom daggers. So we're gonna go back into Granville. So these missions are also neatly located that it's probably gonna be really close to the. I can already tell by looking. It's gonna be pretty close to the hero teleporter. Yeah, it's just a couple hundred yards away. Easy to get to. See, this is where I feel they did villains dirty. Just look at it just looks so awful. People didn't like it. People didn't like this as the ending zone. If I could make a plea to revamp Granville, make it look a little bit less awful, I would do that. Revamp it and make it a co-op zone. Alright, I'm going to do here. I'm going to gulp down some reds because I just like things to die fast. So we can see something broke into here, something with a lot of hellfire power. Look at that. Isn't that great? I love this map. This is this is literally probably, I am gonna say it, it's probably my favorite, my absolute positive favorite set of missions. And then just fireball these guys, and that's gonna end them. Minions are just gonna go down pretty quickly. I'm not really. I'm taking most minions out in 1 to 2 hits. Uh, I can't remember if there were bosses in that other room or not because we were just obliterating everything so badly. And I did put turn bosses on before that mission, so there should have been some bosses in that cargo ship. But this thing's spawning a lot of minions. I don't know if this is a boo-boo, an error of some kind, but it just seems like an overly large number of minions. And they're really, minions are like no challenge. Like none whatsoever. I'm really shocked I'm not seeing any bosses yet. I want to just double check this. I did turn bosses on. Just no AV. Huh. Well, we'll see. I'm pretty sure bosses are turned on. I'm not even going to bother the herd because it just doesn't make any sense. I don't even have to use aim or build up. Across all ATs, probably the most powerful DPS set you could pick is fire. If you just want a DPS, fire. Just lots of fire. You can go fire controller, fire dominator, primary. For a dominator, fire blast, and fire control. The elevators don't work on this. I already know that because I've run this before. You have to jump down. Isn't that cool? You got to jump up down that little thing here to get down here because the elevators are broken. But anyway, fire anything is just going to be where to go. Looks like the Cray are having some issues with their possessed brethren. I'm really not. Why is everything spawning as a minion? This seems unusual. And I like going through where I'm not supposed to go. So like these little burned out holes are great. Oh, they're all right. I'm gonna juice myself up a little bit here. Sounds like there's a battle going on in there. These are the Cray cryo tanks. These are possessed ones. They're on the bad guy's side. The other ones ignored me because they were. Yeah, everybody's a minion. I feel like this is a trap of some kind. And it's just a little too easy. And I don't recall everything being a minion before. I don't know of any setting that would allow me to make everything a minion. We're just going to go in through it. I love jumping through these little burnt out holes in the wall. They're just so awesome. Whatever artist came up with that is a genius. And I'm just going to nuke everybody. I ain't got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, that guy's a good guy. I can't target him. So some of the Cray are possessed, some are not. This is just ridiculous. I've got Scrapper Lock right now. You may remember what Scrapper Lock is. Scrapper Lock when you're like, that's that joke that people used to make that once you got going on a scrapper, you couldn't stop even if you were like near death. Definitely got Scrapper Lock, which is even hilarious to get that on a squishy. Yeah, so the elevators are out. Oh, we got to go down the hole here. Is it down or up? Down seems appropriate in this case. Alrighty. Okay. Looks like things are getting a little bit harder as we go in. Now that's starting to make a little bit more sense to me. So aim and build up. And we're just going to fireball these suckers. So fire cages is a tricky one. I've seen people say, oh, fire cages doesn't do that much damage. Actually, it really does. Especially if you're on something like a controller or dominator, it's good AoE damage because you have to remember it's ticking. It's small ticks of damage over time. Let's take a quick look and I'll explain this. Ring of Fire. Oh, this is Ring of Fire, not Fire Cages. So it's only trapping one person, not a whole bunch of people. I forgot blasters don't get the full fire, but you'll see it's a little bit of damage that it's doing, but it's taking that damage over time. So it's really good. I like it. I forget how it tells you how much damage it does each tick. Oh wait, I just saw that and then I didn't look. I didn't see it. So it does 7 ticks of 27.7, almost 30 ticks of damage. It just says so. It's nice. I like DOT powers. DOT powers are deceptively good. So I noticed the level of things increased. So things are getting harder as we descent into the abyss here. I could probably stop runners with my not fire cages, sorry, with Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire is one target, fire cages is a bunch. I just no, so that's probably why I can't stop a whole bunch of people at once, because I don't have anything that does that. It would be nice on a blaster though. We're just zooming along here. Oh, this looks interesting. A lot of fire here. Oh, and well, he spawned as an elite boss. I think he's a level 52 elite boss, so he's a +2 elite boss to me. I think I'll be fine. I'm gonna give myself. I'm not. I'm gonna try to not use the Envenom, and I'm gonna pull him because I enjoy pulling things. So come on, dude. Come over here and enjoy my world. Ring of Fire on him. We're gonna debuff him. We'll see if he kicks my ass. I'm gonna put in that mystical and flame thing on him. Oh, I think when he tried to come up and reach me up on high, he got his ass stuck in the wall, and he started running. He didn't have a lot of going on around him. Oh, I'm totally gonna whoop him. It's not even a challenge. Some of that is due, thank goodness, to that Rune of Protection. The Rune of Protection is so powerful in squishies. Yeah, I didn't need to debuff him I got him with just my regular old debuff. Who's Are you crazy? Did you just see what I did to your boss? The weird thing is, no bosses spawned on this. It was all minions and one elite boss, which is ridiculously easy. Um, I could get rid of the rest of these guys if I want to be a completionist. I might as well. I mean, this is like leisurely now. Yeah, I just took that elite boss down in like no time flat. So, am I contradicting myself in a final analysis? Yes and no. In extreme cases, where someone has a well-built blaster with all the bells and whistles, has invested in a good amount of in-game currency, yes, that blaster will exceed, especially with its fire, will probably exceed a sentinel. Caveat: in the current state, I'm not so sure about what's coming, because remember, sentinel can also invest a crap ton and can get to high levels of defense without sacrificing damage. Um, fire is unique in that you can actually get some pretty decent tankiness on the fire without losing a lot of damage, because fire just does so much damage. So what's my final analysis? There will be some blaster builds that will just continue to blow sentinels out of the water. That's my final analysis. Um, but on average, for the average player who does not want to spend a ton of money, who doesn't have a ton of resources, the sentinel will always be the better choice, at least to start. Blaster is a good choice if you're able to farm a lot of infamy or influence. Um, so I guess it's kind of a yes and no proposal. On average, uh, Sentinel will probably be the best choice for a newer player that just wants the DPS. You'll survive most things. You won't need a lot of expensive IOs to get as good as this guy. You'll be closest to this guy as good as this guy with just that. You won't out DPS him though. Fire is an outlier as far as is one of the sets that's an outlier for blasters. I think Ice is the other one. It's Fire, Ice, and I feel like Beam Rifle and oh my gosh, Storm Blast. That's Storm Blast and Water Blast are all pretty decent, and they shine on blasters. Um, but your Sentinel will be able to keep up. I think any of my Sentinels can keep up with him. I wouldn't feel like they were a weakness to the team if he was on a team with the Sentinel. And my Sentinel was teaming with this guy. But again, this is a very well, in my opinion, though I know someone will come along and tear my build apart. This is a very well researched build. I didn't just slap this together. It took me days of reading to come up with this build. I mean, I looked at fire build after fire build. I read post after post after post on how to build Fire Blaster. I even dug down to the old archived post on the internet, the old archived Paragon Studios website that you can still get to through Web Archive. I mean, I really dug into it to come up with this and looked at other people's builds and learned from their builds and did a little bit of what they were doing to get here. Even the slotting was researched. Um, so yeah, a lot of research, a lot of hard work. Your blaster is gonna rock the Casbah. I don't have to do that with a Sentinel. I can slap a Sentinel together with something like Invulnerable as a secondary, and it's gonna or Super Reflexes or Ninjutsu, which are all pretty easy secondaries, and Regen, which are pretty easy secondaries to slot, and look up a couple things and then figure it out, and not to spend days researching it. This guy was a lot of hard work to get here, so I guess that's kind of where I'm at. Yes, blasters will still be top tier, but I think Sentinels will be closing that gap, and it will be an option for players who just don't want to spend a ton of time and a ton of money to have a decently playing ranged damage character. And this guy's completely ranged too. I kind of fudged it in there because of the easiness of that. I'm going to call it Tavish Bell. He does excellent work. And then he gives us, what did he give us? That was 64k experience. Oh, sorry, my categorizing. Let me turn categorizing ones off because it's I can't read. It's ticking, so I can't read what I've got here. So 64k experience, 32k in infamy, power of gray, SO, which is no one uses those anymore. And I think he also should have gotten some. He got 10 merits because I only had one merit when I started. So he got 10 here. He got 10 reward merits for doing that. Is this something that somebody could speed through a few times if they had a really. If I wanted to and I set this to a really easy level, like just 0-1, I could probably run through this. I could probably get this done in 20 minutes maybe. And it would be worth it to run it over and over again. It's only 3 missions. I think it'd be a fun thing to run with a bunch of friends. 4 or 5 friends or more and running this particular arc. It's short, it's doable, it's a decent reward merit grant, and it would be a lot of fun to run with people. Well, so we are, brother Hellborne, our nifty, rather handsome, I might, if I say so myself, Fire Blaster, doing his thing. Thanks for watching. I guess it's going to be time for me to hit the hay soon. I need to hit the hay, go to bed. I got to work soon. Well, not soon, but in the morning. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night, heroes and